Hey Fae folk, welcome back. So for today's video, I want to discuss the images that, as of time of filming, we literally just got for the SDCC Sweet Screams Twyla that is going to be coming out from Monster High. Do you want up, Miss Weiss? You can come up. She's very needy today, so you're probably going to see and hear a lot from her. Hope that's okay with y'all. But yeah, like I said, literally as of time of filming, like it's only been like 2 hours since we got those pictures, and I immediately had to sit down and give you my opinions because that's what I do here. Now, she isn't the only SDCC doll that's going to be happening. We are also getting like kind of two Elviras. I don't know. It's like a weird, complicated situation. First of all, I really just like don't have as many thoughts about those, so I'm not going to talk about them in this video. But also, I just thought it'd be nice to dedicate it to Twyla. So yeah, don't expect me to really like mention anything about those. We're strictly talking about Twyla. I do have like pros and cons. Okay, this isn't going to be a strictly negative video, but also I'm not shy about my critiques, you know this. So obviously you are free to disagree with me as per usual. Just do please be kind about it if you'd like to express those thoughts in the comments down below. But let's go ahead and just jump right on into it. No preamble, no drum roll, just here's the doll. And honestly, like first thoughts, like immediate thoughts upon seeing this image, I think she's pretty cute. And that does mean something coming from me because if you've been here for a while, you will know that I typically am not a huge fan of sweets themed dolls. It's not that I think they're all inherently terrible and like disgusting or anything crazy like that. It's just not a theme that I particularly enjoy. I will say that Sweet Screams, like the original lineup for Monster High, is a sweets themed line that I think was executed better than most. But even those, it's more like, okay, yeah, I can appreciate that. I can see that it's visually interesting and visually fun. I understand why people like it. I just don't care. Like, I truly just do not care about those dolls. So when I say I like this one, when I say, oh, she's like striking and like it's a positive striking, that does sort of mean something coming from me, I guess you might say. I think the dress is really cool. Like all of the volume that we're getting in it is really fun, and also there's a lot of volume in her hair, which is very cute. The poofs are sort of reminding me of her Freak to Chic doll. She only had like one poof on her Freak to Chic doll, but it feels kind of similar. I do really like the colors that they've chosen for this. Sometimes there are dolls that like typically have some more pastels. I feel like Twyla always is kind of on the line between like having some elements that are more pastel, some elements that are much darker. I'm sorry, Reese, I was going to pet you. But I do feel like those things are like quite well balanced in this one. She obviously has pastel hair. There's a little bit more pastel in her shoes and like her accessories, but her dress is very dark. I like that. Like just visually, I do think she looks really nice. Getting a bit of a closer up look, I think that her face is my favorite part. Like this is just so stunning to me. I love the way that they have done her face. The super intense blush and the black lip and like the really wild eyelashes and drips and everything. Like it's just so fun. It's so detailed, so cool. I have seen a few comments of people being like, ew, the face is too much. Personally disagree. Like you're obviously allowed to feel that way, but I think it is really cool. And also taking a look at like this closer up image since we're already here, the earrings are so fun, and so is the necklace. Like I really appreciate all of the painted detail that we're getting with these things. Like she's definitely solid. I will say though, as much as I love the silhouette and like the floofiness and the colors of the dress, I do think it feels a little bit strange that the dress doesn't have any sort of patterning to it. I don't know, like, I think that's what is making her stand out a little bit amongst the other Sweet Screams dolls to me. Like, she does feel, I literally, like, just talked about this in a DM with someone, like, slightly apart from them, very much like the Freak to Chic Draculaura felt sort of different from all of the other Freak to Chic dolls. I think Twyla fits in better than Draculaura did. But there is still just that element of, like, you can definitely tell that this doll was not designed at the same time as those other dolls. So there is that. It does bother me a little bit, but I don't think that it's, again, as intense as it was with Draculaura, so it doesn't bother me to the same degree. Taking a look at her shoes, these are very cute. Y'all know I'm a sucker for transparent plastic, so like of course I like it. But even like the sculpting and everything I think is really fun. It looks like it's supposed to be sort of cotton candy. So there's like the cotton candy stick as her heel, which I do think is pretty cool. And again, I really like the colors that they chose for this. She also has her little like candy bag, which I do think is, I mean, it's relatively simple in the sense that it doesn't have the painted detail that other elements of her little ensemble have. but it's clear plastic and there's like a little, it looks like another candy inside. So it's like a little shuka. I really do like that. Like that's all pretty cool. So far, so good, right? Then we get to take a look at her box. And even as someone who generally doesn't care about boxes because I unbox all my dolls, like I need to have that tactile experience. So boxes are like very, very secondary to me, right? But even with that being said, this is so pretty. Like the box is really, really good. It looks like there's a lot of dimension. I can't tell from this image if there's like separate cardboard cutouts inside the box to give that dimension, or if it's just like an illusion based on how the shading and everything is done. But it looks really cool. It really does look like she's in this whole world that's like sort of sinking back. Like you get a real feeling of depth. Why am I analyzing this box so hard? I do not know. I really don't know. But I think it looks good. I do wish she were posed a little bit more fun inside the box just because it is such a striking box that I feel like it would be nice if she were posed a little bit more interestingly so that people who do want to keep her in the box can like have her in like a cool little pose. But that's me being nitpicky. So overall, if we're going purely on visuals, I really only have like the couple of critiques. My biggest critique is that dress not having any sort of pattern to it, just because I do think, again, that would tie it in better to the other Sweet Screams dolls. But I do think she's really, really pretty. However, I will not be purchasing her because she is going to be $80. So she is going to be available at the San Diego Comic-Con, and there's also going to be a release on Mattel Creations. But either way, I will not be getting her because that just feels too much. And it's weird and it's frustrating because it's not that much more expensive than the SDCC Draculaura with like the Freak de Chic theming. That one was 75 US dollars. So like it's only $5 more. It's not that much more. I think my problem is that my head doesn't immediately go to comparing it to the Freak de Chic Draculaura or like even other San Diego Comic-Con dolls, even though like realistically that is the most fair comparison, like especially the Draculaura, because they're both sort of like new additions to old lines, right? That's a very fair comparison, so the price shouldn't bother me. But I think the reason that it's irritating me is because of more recent Monster High releases. Like, we literally just had the Megan release, and I didn't really talk about it or anything like that just because I didn't feel that passionately about it. And I've never seen Megan, and I don't intend to. So, like, I just didn't bother making a video on that. However, that doll I think was 65 US dollars. And, like, she looked pretty darn good, okay? Like, even as someone who doesn't know anything about that film, she looks pretty good. Like, the fabrics definitely looked higher quality than we've gotten on some other Skeletor dolls. And the fact that she has, like, the two faces, that is so insanely cool. But she was 65 bucks. And you have to factor in the fact that Mattel and Monster High would have had to get a license, like, to do that because Megan is a separate IP from them. So, like, the fact that you could get her for $65, but then suddenly this Twyla, which I would say is like maybe slightly higher quality. I don't know. Like the face is really what's getting me about Megan because like that's a lot to do two face sculpts and everything like that. So I would say on par, maybe slightly higher quality with like the accessories and stuff. I haven't touched the Megan doll, obviously, so I don't know how everything feels. But like there's no licensing that needs to be done for this Twyla doll. So the fact that she's $80 just it just feels weird. And again, I know it's comparable to the Freak de Chic Draculaura, but it's just like it just feels weird to me. I don't know. Y'all will have to let me know if I'm crazy about that one, but that immediately shut down any desire that I had for this doll. I maybe would have tried for her at like 60, maybe even 65, although that is for me personally, sort of pushing it just because, I mean, there's like the thing with Megan, but I also think that it is maybe a little bit harder for me to feel like these prices are justified for these like add-ons for old lines. Cause I'm like, I know it's been years. Okay. Like I know inflation is a thing, whatever. I don't want to have that argument with people. The original Sweet Screams dolls, I don't know exactly how much they retailed for. If I can find that information, I'll put it up on here. But there's literally no way those dolls originally retailed for more than $30. And again, I know like blah, 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 inflation, whatever. Okay, I think a lot of that shit is fake at this point. Like, not that inflation itself is fake, but I do think that the inflation that we are experiencing has been artificially, if not created, intensified. Anyway, we're trying to not get too serious. But it's not like this doll is, oh, this is like the collector version of Sweet Scream. She's 10 times more detailed, 10 times more impressive. Like this looks on par with the other Sweet Scream dolls, which is good in the sense that it's nice to see them be on par. But that's like a tough pill to swallow, to be like, hey, this doll is $80 now for the exact quality, like literally the exact same line that used to retail for like around 30 or less. I just can't with that. So I do think she's cool. Um, I like her a lot more than I thought I was going to like her, but immediately the price tag, I'm like, nope, sorry, we're done here. So those are sort of my thoughts on this new Twyla doll. I would love to hear all of your opinions in the comments down below. Are you going to try for her? If so, good luck in advance. Like, I really hope everyone who wants her has a decent shot at getting her. But yeah, I would just love to know what you guys are thinking, both about her design and also the price and everything like that. Because sometimes I feel like I'm crazy and just like a little bit too picky and like a little bit too stingy, and sometimes I feel like I'm making good points. So please let me know in the comments down below. But that is going to be it for me for today, guys. I do hope you enjoyed. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night or whatever it might be, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.